Foresight, the ability to think about, predict the future and work out what's needed. Too often we think of that and we think of a favourite article, a futurist, or indeed a workshop. But actually it's much more than that. It's a capability. And the most impressive leaders and organisations are the ones that actually invest in it. These are the ones that pick up the signals, interpret them, act on them. And that's exactly what Jeremy Darroch told me he does in Sky, where he's the CEO, in a recent article in Strategy and Business. So what can you do to build your capability in foresight? I think firstly you've got to look at the interesting angles, cut through the generalities and noise, and look at the areas that are not being debated. Look at the edge of the consensus. Pick out the people, the radical thinkers, that perhaps are not being listened to. Then look at dependencies and collisions between these trends. For example, the sharing economy is a collision between demographic change, technology change, and urbanisation. And find a way to visualise these trends, whether it's in scenarios, time zero events, stories, a day in the life of an individual, a timeline, a way that makes it easy for people to digest what might happen, and then very importantly participate in their own perspective. And talking about perspective, it's really important that it's not just the futurists and the strategists in the room. The finance people, those who have the investment dollars behind them, and the operations people who can make it happen, have to be involved meaningfully from the beginning. These are the people who can call out the things that you might need to do to take advantage of some of these big trends and shifts. You also need people to think about the current business and think, what assumptions can we break or change in order to create new possibilities as a result of these big shifts? You'd think if you look around us at the moment that foresight would be a more important capability in organisations. If you look at the current crises we're experiencing or the geopolitical shifts, well, it can be if leaders recognise it, position it at the centre of the organisation, and put systems and processes in place to capture different types of information, embed it into the strategy process in terms of choices and trade-offs, and involve the organisation to turn ideas into action.